Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I was just looking at how far we've pushed since we last set up any sort of infrastructure here, and we should probably do something about this. Yeah, we should do something about this. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to do quite as much as we did previously, but we're going to set up a supply hub here, here, here. I'd like one here, one over here, and then one down here. There we go. And now we're going to need to link those in via rail. So that'll be absolutely fine. And we'll just go ahead and link it in something kind of along the lines of this. I feel like there's maybe a big gap here, actually. Let's get another hub here. There we go. And then this will link up over here. This will link up like so. And then we'll move this one on up to here. And then that can connect in there. Cool. Now, that's not the only connections we're going to want to do here. We're going to want to build connections where they make sense, like so. Like so. And apparently, the phone has chosen this moment to ring. I apologize for that. And we are also going to make our way down like so. We should also connect in here, that's for sure. Something along the lines of this. There we go. And we'll connect like that. Cool. That should do the trick for now. And let me just turn off the ringer here. Come on. You can get there. Oh, apparently I have to actually put in my pin before turning off the ringer. Excellent. Okay. There we go. The ringer is now off. Again, I apologize for that. So we're going to make sure that our hubs are built as the top priority. There we go. And we've got a lot of rail to build. A lot of rail. As well as a lot of naval bases. So we've got a lot to do there. And hello, pause menu. I was trying to go back to the default map mode. We'll hop back over there. I want to grab our guys that are assigned to this order down here. And we're just going to tell them, go ahead and offensive line like that for now. That'll do. So we'll tell them to execute that. And we should have no problem getting this area taken care of. As far as this up over here goes, I'm slightly concerned about that. Very slightly. We have 23 units in here. Right, we're missing 1 unit of infantry. Okay, we'll get that in as soon as we can. Okay, we're moving in here. That looks good. Cool. And now we're just going to continue to try here. Excellent. Okay, that looks great. I'd love to move in like this as well. Pocket this whole area. That looks like an amazing move there. Fuel Refining 5 has finished up, and we will, of course, work on, let's see here. Oil processing will be okay. And I'd like to just continue to finish up this area, so advanced equipment conversion will be just fine. No problem whatsoever there. Okay, so we're moving in here. I would definitely like to move this tank division over here. See if we can get this encircled. Move these lads down here and grab this naval base. Cool. I don't think there are any additional troops down here. Armenian Rio de la Plata, huh? Okay, well, that should be on our side. No need to invade that. Cool. So I'm going to grab all of these units here and tell them, come on in. Apparently they forgot. Come on in. Yet they're not interested. Okay. Noted. Well, that's fine for now. We'll give a little bit more time for that to be worked on. That'll be okay. So as far as this down here goes, we should be able to just move in like so. These guys attack here. We support that attack from here. Beautiful. So these here should be easily removed. Cool. There we go. That's a stack wipe. And now we have this unit here. That's a stack wipe. Perfect. So now we can definitely move in over here along the lines of that. These guys can come on in. And they'll get reassigned, I'm sure, after this whole area is taken care of. Beautiful. As far as this pocket over here goes, I would love to get these guys to all attack. Okay, so we weren't able to do quite enough there. This infantry division goes into our reserves, not into this army. Cool. I want to take a quick look at how we're doing on our tank production. It has definitely improved. We certainly need some more work on that. Cool. Hello, pause menu. So a lot of this is going to need some additional work. We will work on reorging that as soon as this whole area is taken care of. Cool. I want to grab these guys. And we should start an aggressive attack over here quite soon. So this order here can get deleted. These guys will get an attack order, so an offensive line right through there like that. Cool. And in they go. Yeah, this whole southern area is under our control now. That's looking good. So South America is going to be under our control very soon. We should consider expanding some of this, most likely. Let's get that underway. Beautiful. Now, as far as this over here goes, this looks very exposed to me, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to take advantage of it. So, attacking here is not bad. A simultaneous attack here, while we tie them down here and here, seems pretty good. And then we come in something like this. Okay, like that. This unit can stay put. Cool. So this is now pocketed. And at this point, all of these guys can come in and attack. They can't resupply, so this should be fairly free. These guys can only sort of resupply as well. Okay. Cool. Once this capital falls, I'm actually expecting that we are going to have a capitulation from Bolivia, right? Maybe. Maybe. This infantry division can fill out that army. Cool. The rest of these, we're going to pop them into this army. There we go. That army needs a lot of work. No doubt about that. Okay, so Ecuador is still a holdout up over here and up over this direction. Okay. As far as Bolivia here goes, I definitely want to bring these guys in. Their supplies are not going to hold out for too much longer. But apparently they're holding out for now. We have them fully encircled, and nothing is really going on with that. Okay, let's check in on our supplies here real quick. Honestly, it should be reasonably fine. The main exception would be out over here. So we can get another supply hub here, a supply hub like up here, a supply hub here, and that should do just fine for the moment. We'll allow that to continue to build. Okay. So I really do want to see this fall here. The question is, when will this end up happening? Ah, that was... Yeah, now they're starting to stack wipe. Perfect. That's looking good. We do have a research slot available, 3 of them, to be precise, and we should be working on this, although we're mostly just filling out the tree at this point. So that's fine. We'll take Marines 3, we'll take Paratroopers 2. Cool. All of these guys can go into this army. There we go. Okay, so we did see a stack wipe here. I want to continue attacking. Keep that pressure on. More stack wipes are occurring. Beautiful. Okay. So at this point, all of these guys need to move in here. And it looks like we're going to win that as well. That stack wiping. We didn't quite finish them off there, but we can keep going. Maybe. We can eventually keep going. Now, there's this force here, which should definitely fall very easily. They have no supplies, and they all get stack wiped. No problem. There's this over here, which will be a little bit tougher for us. But I'm far more interested right now in getting this dealt with. I want that capital to fall. Everybody get in here for now. Okay. You guys, you can stop. Just these guys move in. So that's Bolivia's capital falling here. The question is that going to be a capitulation from Bolivia? We'll find out. For the time being, we'll sort this into our reserves, and then our research slot here can be devoted towards what? Advanced rubber processing will be fine. Sure. We can also work on some Alaskan chromium deposits. That'll be fine. And there's the Bolivian capital falling. So Bolivia capitulates. We will pass here, and again, and we will select all of their states, submit demands, confirm and exit. Boom. So Bolivia was just annexed. Perfect. Now there's this small Ecuadorian location here. We are going to need to change around how we're doing our armies here. There are no actual troops in this Ecuadorian location. Noted. Okay, so we're going to delete basically all of our extant orders. These two over here are still in this region, and we're still wanting them to really pile in there. But we need our army group south to frontline here. But we're not going to want it to be this entire front line. So we're going to edit that front line back to be about to... Oh, I did not grab it. We're going to edit that front line back to be about to here. And that's the Army Group North, actually. The Army Group South is going to be in the north because that makes sense. And then we're going to edit that back to be here. Cool. And their offensive line is going to be up over this direction. Sure, good enough. That looks horrible. Okay. Let's not do that. Let's have it be something more along the lines of... Sure, that. And then these guys, their offensive line is simply going to be like that. Cool. So they can go ahead and do that. Beautiful. We'll be shifting northward here for a while. And let's see how we're doing here. Ah, we're stack wiping them. Perfect. Okay, so these guys will get redirected back at this point. So we need to add both of them into the Army Group North composition here. There we go. And they're headed over to the front. Perfect. So we have a new technology to research here, Mountain Infantry 1. Magnificent. South America is nearly entirely under our control. Only Ecuador remains here. We are going to have to go after Cuba, and that's going to be a little bit more complicated for us, especially navally. We can choose a preferred tactic for this guy. And what tactic do we want? Like relentless assault, probably. There we go. That'll do. We can choose preferred tactics for a bunch of these, actually. And it's just going to be relentless assault across the board. Beautiful. This guy could definitely take charismatic. There we go. Advanced equipment conversion finishes, and we have this mountain division that can be sorted into our reserves. But let's just go ahead and grab our improved oil processing. Beautiful. Okay, and we are beginning to push in across this front here. So that is absolutely great. We've nearly taken over an entire continent. So that's looking very, very good. As far as our construction down here goes, we are going to want fairly soon... Yeah, I think we're going to be fine supply-wise all throughout here. We are going to need to hook this into the rail network, like so. And then this will get connected up like that. Bring that up to level 5. And that can get connected in here. This can get connected, and this can get connected. There we go. And then we can bring that on down to this naval base, and then to there, like that. Cool. And then connect that up, something like so. Okay, that should do the trick on that front. Then up over here, we can upgrade this to level 5 and level 5. Beautiful. Then as far as our naval bases out here go, we're definitely going to want to bring all of these up to level 5, or rather level 10 naval bases. The question is, what kind of a priority is it on this? I feel like that's basically the same priority it has been this whole time. So an unchanged priority on these naval base upgrades. So functionally what that means is the supply depots are more important, as are all of these railways. Which there's a lot of railways. No doubt about that. We'll get that all set up. There we go. The railways are, of course, more important than the supply depots, so we'll move, or rather less important than the supply depots, so we'll move the supply depots up, and there we go. That should do the trick, although this naval base isn't maxed. Neither are some of these. So we want to get these that are not set to maximum maxed out. And I don't really want to go through the process of doing this all again, so we'll just get these done. I guess that'll be fine. Well, let's move these up to the top anyway. Okay, so we'll proceed with that. Cool. And we're going to continue to push in. Ecuador just capitulated. We'll just select all. And we'll submit those demands. And we will confirm and exit. Okay, so that is going to complicate things a bit. Let's see, these guys are already up over here. We'll just have them frontline here, and offensive line directly in to Cuba, like this. That should be no problem. Then we're going to have this army coming out over this direction. Let's see here. Yeah, that's where we're going to need to be. So we'll simply frontline here. Offensive lining out into that island. Anything out over here that is not under our control, that's a negative. Okay, we're going to take Army Group North at this point, and they are going to come up over this direction, with their offensive line being to take over all of Cuba that is on the mainland here. Something along the lines of this. Cool. Now, there's a lot of Army Group South here without orders. That's for sure. For the time being, I do want to go through all of this and make sure that these naval bases are queued up for full upgrades. Some of these up here we may end up losing. That's to be expected. And these railways are being converted. We'll come back to that, I think. We have a lot of work to do construction-wise in South America. Okay, so let's get that underway. We will kick Cuba out of here. Fantastic. So Cuba is kicked out of there, and Army Group North is making its way up. Yes, we're getting pushed out of here. That's fully expected. It'll take time for us to move up and contest this. But we'll arrive there soon. Army Group South does not currently have orders and won't really be useful as we push up this very narrow area here. So we're mostly going to leave Army Group South where they're at primarily for the moment. Okay, Army Group North is arriving over here. That's perfect. And I just want to make sure this gets cubed, or rather cannot build there. It's already queued up. Okay. And I want to make sure that we have a level 5 railroad building like that all the way down, connecting into our primary rail network. So that then connects there, and then we can also connect over here, upgrading these to level 5, and level 5, and level 5, level 5, and just make sure that we have another rail connection about like that. Cool. We'll get these naval bases upgraded now that we are in a little bit more solid of a position. There we go. Cool. And that all looks good. Oh, there's some rail down here that's level 1. Let's not have that be level 1, thanks. Let's upgrade that straight to level 5. And I guess we may as well connect over here. May as well, since we are that close. We can do the same down over this way, just to make it a little bit quicker to move around. Cool. Okay, so that's obviously a lot of work. No doubt about that. So we're going to move all of these railways to the top. And then all of these hubs to the top. And then all of these railways to the top. There's going to be a lot of those. Yeah, that's a lot of them. Okay, so we'll get that all queued up. And then, beyond that, we have a lot more that we want to construct over here too. Specifically, we're going to want to construct infrastructure. But for the moment, that's not a big deal. I'm not too concerned about that. So we can look at our supplies up here and we can say, yeah, this is absolute garbage. Our supplies here are terrible. And that's true, they are. But they will improve over time. And we're pushing our way northward. We're not too interested in pushing into the USA here. We're just interested in taking over these bits of Cuba. So that will be absolutely fine. This infantry division can get sorted into our reserves, which our reserves will have to be extended to also defend South America, which we may actually want to do right now. So including not Central America, we're just going to make our way around here. I'm not including minor islands. Minor islands are not a major concern. We just don't want them getting a toehold on the mainland here. So we're just adding in these area defenses here. Not that one, but the rest of these will be reasonably fine. Cool. Something kind of like that. So obviously we're stretched incredibly thin, right? Our reserve is not great. We can break that up a little bit later on if we feel like we need to. But for the time being, this is looking reasonably okay. Paratroopers 2 finishes up, and we are going to grab Paratroopers 3 next. We also finished up this mountain division, which we'll toss into our reserves. Cool. And yeah, that's Armenia and South Cameroon, which is awkward. Okay, so we're just slowly pushing our way up here. Supplies are not amazing in this area, but that's okay. We're going to get these railroads worked on, and we need to work through our construction deficit. There's a big old construction deficit here. I do want to move these up to the top. Not that they're that relevant anymore. I just want to get them out of the way. Advanced rubber processing finishes up, and we will then grab modern rubber processing. Cool. Infantry division can get sorted in. No problem there. So South America is ours now. And we're working our way through Central America, which is arguably North America. This is now pocketed. That's very, very good. So that's a stack wipe. No problem whatsoever. And we're not seeing major resistance as we push up towards the US border. But I do expect that to change. Here soon, anyway. Marines 3 finishes, and we're going to grab elite forces. We will also work on the improved armored car. Like I said, we're just trying to fill this all out. Support companies is basically done, but we can grab, like, war austerity trains. Cool. And that'll all be good. Now, I'm noticing this front line is very awkward all of a sudden. This front line really should be extended across this whole way. So there we go. Cool. So we're going to have to do a naval invasion of Cuba. That's very clear. The question is, are our navies strong enough to do this? The answer is a hard maybe. We'll see. We have basically no navy, and we can toss these guys all into here. There we go. And really, I'd like to group all those together, but I'd like to group together these task forces. Navy is weird. But we're going to push our way through here. No problem. The Yucatan Peninsula will not last. Cuba doesn't really have a chance here. So that will be absolutely fine. And we're going to target Cuba pretty heavily, actually, because we know that they've got a lot of resources that we're interested in, specifically tungsten. Our tungsten supply is low, so tungsten would be very, very good for us to take. To that end, we're going to plan a naval invasion from here simply to here. There we go. And we'll get started on that. And that'll be fine. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish off Cuba, I hope. I hope. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisul, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.